So question 3 is about backgrounds and environments. Um, my personal recommendation is to go out there. Something's moving. It stopped moving. Apologies, I'm in the process of moving out, so I've got a load of boxes here in the background that you could probably see, and yeah, these are all full of armour. I have a lot of reenactment stuff to use as reference. That's as far as I go. You know, that's a lot of money. But anyway, backgrounds. I tend to use reference a lot. I'm going to say that a lot. Reference is key. I've been on holidays to a lot of locations that are quite fantastical in kind of a Western European fantasy style. I haven't been to a desert. I've never been to the Antarctic or anything like that. So, but that's quite a rare case. You know, asking to do sand dune pieces and stuff like that. But I would recommend, if you can or if you're able, get your camera, go out and go to an environment that's very similar to what you're illustrating, and take as many photos, and you'll experience it for yourself. You know, I've been to the mountains in Scotland, and that is absolutely a fantastic place to go, and the landscapes are breathtaking, and it's really hard to actually replicate that. You know, how vast the environment is, how high the mountains are. I've been to the Alps, and you know, the mountains just go high and high and high, and you're like, whoa, you know. But anyway, to illustrate that is quite hard, but I would recommend going out there because you'll appreciate your environment you're trying to replicate. However, I would say that, you know, if you're starting off and you don't have a lot of money, you are limited to the internet, and that can still be very handy. I would also recommend, if you're doing environments, practice as much as you can, but don't get bogged down on the details. Start at a thumbnail size, slowly, gradually zoom in and start adding more details. In this particular case, you probably zoom in. I've used a lot of photo manipulation here, but I've also kind of chiseled out the mountains and stuff like that. But you'll also see that as you go further back, the painting becomes a little bit more bluer, a little bit more fogged out. I'd recommend seeing what other people have done. There's a lot of 19th century romantic pieces that do the kind of the absolutely fantastic landscapes. I've got a couple of books on these guys, and the way they illustrate backgrounds is absolutely fantastic. I would recommend looking up, see what they do. Don't copy them, but study how they create their environments, and you can learn from that. But I would say the most important thing is practice and reference, and you'll eventually get there. You know, if you're motivated enough, you'll go for it. You'll practice and practice, and you'll crack it. I still haven't cracked it, but I'm getting there. I should imagine. You know, there's a lot of bad things about this painting that I personally don't like. You know, the foliage in the foreground doesn't look particularly right. You know, there's a lot of things in the light that don't work, and that's down to my lack of knowledge. I haven't been out into the grasslands of Exmoor and Dartmoor recently, so you know, that was my fault. But anyway, to summarise on that question, I would say practice and reference. So yeah, I'll move on to the next question.